Hi, my name's Amanda McLaughlin, and I'm the Director of Career Development for the graduate students in the College of Engineering and Applied Science at the University of Cincinnati. And today we're going to have a conversation where we interview one of our recent alumni about her life as a student and her path to securing employment and what life is like for her now. So Sid, I'll let you take it from here.
Sure. Hey, everyone. My name is Siddhartham. I was a graduate student at UC. I started in 2012. I worked towards a master's in chemical engineering from CES and an MBA from the College of Business. After having graduated, I now work at UC, which is a little weird, but I work at UC as an energy engineer at UC's power plant. Still getting used to not being a student at UC, but that's me. Um, Today, we have a recent grad, a grad with an MEng in computer science, Ashwini, with us. Hey, Ashwini, how are you?
Hi, Sid. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So I guess we'll just jump right in. Ashwini, I'm curious to know why you chose to go to UC.
So coming talk about UC, back in India, I heard from a couple of friends who suggested about UC who were studying already here in UC. And
Mhm.
then I really felt like the MN course that was being given to me was really good, especially for students who have prior work experience. This course is very focused, short, and then it also lets us learn all that we want in a very short period of time, and then gives us a chance to expose ourselves to the outer world to look for our career paths. So that really interested me. And along with the course work, the course structure, and all, I think UC supports through scholarships for this program,
Mhm.
which which I felt was really good.
Sweet. So it was a combination of scholarships, your friends being on campus, giving you a bunch of good advice, and a bunch of other things that eventually moved you to Cincinnati.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Speaking of moving to Cincinnati, where are you from? What's your hometown, and what's the one thing that you would want all of us to know about your hometown?
So I'm basically from the southern part of India, Andhra Pradesh,
Mhm.
Vishakhapatnam.
Oh, sweet.
So if I have to talk about my city, I would say it's not a very big city, but then pretty decent sized and calm, not very crowded, mildly
Hmm.
populated. And then,
Hmm.
of course, it has a beautiful beach, which I love the most about it.
Yep, sweet. Okay, so the beach. Okay, sweet. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your life at UC. Amanda, you wanna get started with that?
Yeah, I'm curious, while you were a student, um, was there a student organization or a class that had a really big influence on your experience? Or was looking back, is there a student organization or a class that you wish you would have given more attention to? You can answer that question any way you wish.
Yeah, so speak of student organization, as our course was very short term, I really didn't get much chance to get exposure to the student organizations.
Yeah.
But talking about class, so there was a semester when I had to choose between, machine learning, advanced machine learning, and then cloud. And for some reason, given the hype machine learning had, so I just moved into that. But now I feel like I should have given a little more chance and taken up the cloud computing class,
Huh.
because currently where I work at, it's more about cloud here right now. So I'm trying
Hmm.
to learn it again. So I think if I had taken up that course, it would have been a faster pace of learning for me now.
Okay. All right. Um, Now, we know there was probably a lot of people who supported you while you were a student, family, friends, faculty, staff. And so we're grateful for all of them, right? But was there one or two faculty or staff members who were more supportive than others or were more helpful? And maybe even you're in contact with them now.
So as I said, this MF program does not give us much option of, or actually we don't have that necessity to go connect with our faculty every single day
Hmm.
as we would do in an MS course.
Hmm.
But then the faculty, I would say, for all the subjects I have taken, they were very supportive. We could reach out to them for in case of doubt at any point of time. They were,
Hmm.
available at class or even through emails.
Hmm.
But if I have to speak of one person, I would say, Amanda, you were great help for us, when we were looking for our
Yay!
jobs. So I
Oh.
guess in that job search and all, your emails were the biggest support for us because we had, so many emails coming from you about all the openings that were available. And to be very true, so one of your emails regarding the Ohio Diversity Program, that helped me get an internship in the first place. So yeah,
Yay! It's a wonderful program.
yes, I
Um,
would really say it's a wonderful program. I got 2 interviews to them, and then I ended up with an internship with one of the startups.
and for our listeners, the Ohio Diversity and Inclusion Internship Program is funded by the state of Ohio. And what happens is you can apply, you submit your application and you give an explanation of the type of work you want to do, and then they match you with employers in the state of Ohio. And there's funding that pays for 2/3 of your salary as an intern, and then the employer pays for the other third. It's a lovely program, and I'm so glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, it really helped me get an internship. So yeah, I really love that program.
Cool.
So shout out to Amanda McLaughlin.
Oh,
It was because of her, for sure.
oh, wow. Um, so you've mentioned your employer. Who is your employer and what's your current role?
So I currently don't work with the company where I did my internship. I'm
Mhm.
currently working with Naval now, and
Mhm.
I'm working as a big data developer here. And yeah, it's a good transition, and it's been like around 7 months I've moved into this company
Okay,
after my internship with the other startup, and it's been so good so far.
cool. So you got your internship through Ohio Diversity and Inclusion Internship Program, and then sounds like you transitioned to Narwhal. What was it
Yeah,
like?
so it was
Cert
like yeah, so it was an internship that turned to full time later on.
Mhm.
I worked for around 4 months as a full time there, and then I transitioned to Narwhal.
Okay. And what was the application? I guess what I want to know are insights into what was the interview process like? Do you have any wisdom to share about that? And what was it like onboarding? So that's your second US based company you've onboarded with, right? The original internship, and then Narwhal. So any wisdom you'd like to share about that experience?
Yeah, so for my internship, it was a pretty small startup, but as I said, I got in through Ohio Diversity there. The interview process was pretty simple. I had one online interview, like an on-call interview with them. Then they gave an assignment which I had to submit. Once
Mhm.
that was done, I was called on site to their office to have an interview with the CEO. And that was pretty it for the internship. And then later on, once my internship was over, they really liked my work and they wanted me to continue as a full time with them. So I worked for a couple of months with them. And then coming to Narwhal, we have our alumni, as I mentioned earlier, Gautam, who works there. And there's another friend of mine who was in the same batch with me who works here. And I got a reference to them into the company. I had around like 3 to 4 rounds with them. And then, yeah, that's how I got in there.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's a good company. And the onboarding was pretty smooth because when I got this job, it was during the COVID period and it was all
Mhm.
work from home. So the virtual support that Narwhal gave was really good.
Okay. So, what advice would you give our current students who are entering that phase of applying and interviewing? Like any interview tips you would give anybody?
Um, Interview tips, I would not really say interview tips, but I would
Mhm.
say like in this job process, what I felt in the US is it's very important to have relations with people because reference do a great job when you're looking for a job here. So it's
Mhm.
very important we make connections. It need not be someone we know, but maybe, either on LinkedIn or with your alumni or your friends or with
Mhm.
someone from the company. It's very important to have that connection with them because
Mhm.
reference always helps.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
Yeah,
So,
and while applying as well, I think we just get carried away with different role options that we get to apply. So it's very important to understand what we actually want to work on, what technologies, and
yeah.
have our resume focused to that instead of, just having everything on it.
So having a focused resume instead of trying to hit every job. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So be strategic with the information on your resume. Okay. Um, I'm curious, what do you like about your job?
So right now, so my transition from a data analyst to, I would say, a big data developer right now is very exciting to me because analytics was a different role, and now I work more on the data. Like I have my hands-on experience with the data, and currently in the company, it's all about cloud migration. So I'm a part of it, and there's so much to learn in it. So that's really exciting. There's something new every day I get to learn. There's so many new technologies that I'm being exposed to every day. Yeah, that's really exciting about the job.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Um, Sid, I'll hand it over to you because Ashwini, we want to hear a little bit more about your life as a student.
Sure,
Yeah,
why not?
absolutely. So Ashwini, you moved to Cincinnati in 2018, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you were on campus for 2 years. You graduated in 2020, it's 2021. So you spent a
Yes.
decent amount of time on campus, and now you're on the other side of the table. You're in quote unquote real life. Um, I'm curious to know if you have any advice to share with international students who either may be on campus currently or maybe prospective students who want to go to UC, want to move to the US to study. What sort of what kind of advice would you
Hmm.
have for international students?
So maybe as I'm an international student myself, I would say like it's really overwhelming initially when you're trying to move from your country to a new country. There's a lot of things going in your mind, but all I would say is like UC has great support.
Hmm.
We can always reach out to people. There are different departments we can go to. There's all kind of help we need available. Along with that, as our main goal here is on our careers, it's very important that we stay focused on that while we're on campus and a search. But at the same time, it's very important we try find out that balance between our career objectives and our personal life. Because I think if we just stay focused on that, it could get depressing, especially when you're away from your family and in a new
Yep.
workplace. Yeah, I think it's very important we find a group of people we can hang out with and try to find that balance between our classes, career, and a personal life.
Sweet. I'm actually glad that you brought that up because there has to be a good mix of both good work and good play as well at the same time. So I guess that's a good transition into my next set of questions, which for the namesake of it, I guess I'm calling it rapid fire, but it doesn't have to be rapid fire per se, but short questions that you can um, answer either off the top of your head or you can give me a well thought answer, depending on how you want to do it.
Sure.
So the first one, the favorite place that you've traveled to in the US.
Um, I've been lucky enough, I would say, before COVID, did get a chance to travel a little bit. So among the places I've traveled, the most memorable trip for me would be the trip we had to Smoky Mountains and Gatlinburg, because
Sweet.
that was one of the most impromptu trips that we had with our friends. We just booked a car and we just drove in, and we just loved the place because it was during the spring breaks. And
Sweet.
I think the Gatlinburg city is really cute. It's that bright and it's really cute. It was a new experience for us.
Sweet, sweet. Piggybacking off of that, when as a student were you the happiest?
I think it would be difficult for me to pick one specific moment because,
Hmm.
as I said, like coming from a new country, trying to settle down into a new city with new people around me, it was all very exciting all the time, and especially with there were always so many activities happening on campus that kept us occupied even if when we didn't have classes. So I think every
Right.
moment I spent at UC, especially on campus, was fun.
So 2 years of happiness. I like to that's what we like to hear. Okay, sweet. All
Yes.
of your time spent at UC was happiness. Sweet. Great answer. um, um, Speaking of time spent at UC, what occasion at UC did you dress the best for?
So at UC, my favorite occasions were one that Utsav that we celebrate during Diwali. That
Hmm.
is one time when we all get to get dressed in our traditional wear, and not to forget the Halloween party that we had from GSGA. That was the
Sweet.
best because that was my first Halloween ever.
So I remember my first Halloween too. Curious to know what did you dress up as for your first Halloween?
Oh, I just dressed up as a witch, and yeah, it was fun.
Nice, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's I guess this is also going to be one of the tougher questions because we're probably going to have a lot of these moments. But what is a moment that you are really proud of from your time as a graduate student at UC?
That would be really difficult to say, but yeah, I guess, when I came in here and in all the stress of looking for a job, I guess when I was able to get my first internship, I felt really proud. Like I felt like, I did something.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yep. And if the first few questions were not difficult to answer, or maybe you had a bunch of options and it was difficult to choose one, this is probably going to be the toughest of the whole lot. What is your most treasured memory from your time at UC?
That's gonna be really difficult, I guess. I had a good group of friends, so every moment was fun with them, especially, during the breaks, the trips we made, or, during the weekends when we all could just gather to chat together. And the different occasions, as I said, the different activities that were planned on campus so that you could get to meet other people on campus. Yeah, those were all like fun moments for me.
That's awesome. So it looks like you had a great time both inside the class and outside the class with your friends. You
Yes,
made a lot of new
I would say
friends.
fingers crossed. I was lucky enough to get a good bunch of friends here.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed your time at UC, and I'm glad that you said that you pretty much all of your time at UC was your happiest time as a student. So I guess that's a great answer. And on that note, we could conclude these set of questions. So Ashwini, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
We
Thank you, sir.
we
Thank you,
really
Amanda.
appreciate.
It was
Yeah,
really
no,
good talking
absolutely.
to you.
We really appreciate you taking time out to talk to us,
Yeah.
to share all these experiences with both prospective and current students at UC.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ashwini. And Sid, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you as well.
Absolutely.
I'd like to let everyone know that you can follow the College of Engineering and Applied Science at a few different places, which is where we're going to post these interviews. There will be more. You can follow us on LinkedIn, especially for alumni at the University of Cincinnati College of Engineering and Applied Science, on Facebook at UC.CEAS, on Instagram at UC_CEAS, and on Twitter at UC_CEAS. You can contact me on Instagram, not Instagram, on LinkedIn. Sorry, on LinkedIn. And my name is Amanda McLaughlin, but my LinkedIn URL is McLaughlin Amanda. Sid, how would you like to be contacted if anybody has any questions?
I spend a lot of time online, especially on social media. So anything works for me: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Sid Thatham. If you want to email me with whatever questions that you might have, sid.thatham@uc.edu. So any of those options work for me.
And I'll put my email in the show notes too, along with Sid's.
Absolutely.
And Ashwini, where would you like to be contacted if anybody has any questions for you?
Yeah, I would always be available on LinkedIn. I'm like active on LinkedIn. So yeah, people can always reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Okay, that's great. And we're going to share all this information in the show notes, including the link to the Ohio Diversity and Inclusion Internship Program. This has been great. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. See you
Bye.
all. Bye.